So according to our timetable, we should be looking into choosing a profitable arbitrage niche. Okay. There is some of you guys in this class that have thought about niche before. But for those that are new into this, pay close attention so that you don't choose the wrong niche. It's not every niche that is meant for arbitrage blogging. There are some niche that is meant for normal blogging, SEO blogging, which if you use such niche for arbitrage blogging, you're going to find it difficult. Okay, and you might end up losing money or end up not succeeding in arbitrage blogging. Okay, now we should also be looking into how your niche controls your RPM, traffic cost, and profit. Okay, these are the things we should be looking into. Choosing a profitable arbitrage niche, how your niche controls RPM, traffic cost, and profit. Okay, these are the things we should be looking into. And the overview, in our previous class, we learned how arbitrage blogging works and how page views turn into money. Today, we are taking the next logical step. Before you build a website or spend money on ads, you must choose the right niche. This class will show you how to pick a niche that advertisers pay for and traffic platforms support. Okay. And a quick recap from first class, which we learned what arbitrage blogging is. We learned how a website earn money, key metrics, which we learned about RPM, CPC, CPM, CTR, and I gave you guys an assignment on it, how to solve them. And lastly, I also taught you guys why traffic cost versus RPM determines profit. These are the things we learned on our previous class. And we'll be going into our today's own. And this recap is important because niche selection affects every single metric we discussed in class 1. If your niche is wrong, your RPM will be low. Traffic may be expensive and arbitrage will fail. At times, for those getting started with arbitrage blogging, some people always fail from the beginning. Your failure will start from the beginning. Whether you're going to fail or you're going to succeed, everything is going to start from the beginning. If you make any mistake from the beginning, you will end up spending your whole lifetime into arbitrage blogging without making anything tangible from it. But if you get everything right from the beginning, you're going to find it easy and everything is going to look very clear to you. Okay, and that's my aim here. I'm going to make sure that you understand everything. I'm going to make sure that I create a clear picture of everything so that you will know where your failure or your success will come from. Now, why niche selection comes next? Okay, which is somehow the first step in arbitrage blogging. Before anything else, you must decide what type of visitors you want, what advertisers will bid on your site, how much your traffic will be worth. And key truth, you don't monetize traffic first, you monetize the niche. If your niche is not monetized, you can't possibly monetize any traffic you are driving to the website. But when you get a right niche, a monetizable niche, then that's when, as an arbitrage blogger, you can easily monetize traffic and earn money from it. Now, why niche selection comes next secondly. Many beginners rush to build sites and run ads, but in arbitrage blogging, niche selection comes first. The niche determines the value of your traffic before the first visitor arrives. Okay? Selecting a niche selection is the first step when you want to enter arbitrage blogging. You must make sure that you select the right niche. Select the right niche. If you select the wrong niche, you may fail as an arbitrage blogger. And that's where some people's failure usually start from. Now, what a niche means in arbitrage blogging. What a niche means in arbitrage blogging. A niche is a specific content focus that attracts a particular type of audience and advertisers' demand. This is what you should understand about niche. In case if after this class somebody meets you somewhere and asks you what is the meaning of niche, a niche according to arbitrage blogging, a niche in arbitrage blogging means a specific content focus that attracts a particular type of audience and advertisers' demand. Okay, so before you start selecting niche, you must first of all understand what niche really means. Okay, now let's move on. What niche means in arbitrage blogging? In arbitrage blogging, a niche determines advertisers' competition, RPM potential, traffic cost, and lastly, account safety. If you choose the wrong niche, you may choose a niche that no advertiser wants to pay for such niche. You may choose a niche that has a low RPM potential. You may choose a niche that has a low traffic cost. And lastly, the account safety. You may choose a niche that is against ad network, that is against Google AdSense, and so on. Okay, for you to succeed in it, for you to make it from your blog, for you not to choose a wrong niche which Google is going to ban later, you must choose the right niche. Okay, now, what a niche means in arbitrage blogging, secondly. In normal blogging, niche can be about interest. Okay, if you are running a normal blog, you can choose any interest of your choice. You can use a food blog. You can decide any type of niche you want in normal blogging. But in arbitrage blogging, niche is about monetization efficiency. Okay, so when you are entering into arbitrage blog, you must make sure that the niche you are selecting is a niche that has a good monetization efficiency. You must think like an advertiser, not as a writer. This is the difference. When you enter a normal blogging, which is mainly SEO blogging, that's when you would think like a writer. But when you are entering into arbitrage blogging, think like an advertiser, not a writer. Reason being that when you enter normal blogging, the success of normal blogging depends on how much you can write. Your SEO, how a professional you are with SEO writing. But for arbitrage blogging, think like an advertiser. Think, because it's all about monetizing your traffic. It's all about monetizing your paying and earning. Okay, now, what makes a niche profitable for arbitrage? What makes a niche profitable for arbitrage? A profitable arbitrage niche has, first of all, strong advertiser demand, good RPM potential. I've taught you guys what RPM is all about. 3, cheap or scalable traffic sources. Daniel, mute your mic. So what makes a niche profitable for arbitrage blogging? The first one is the strong advertiser demand. Secondly, good RPM potential. Third one, cheap or scalable traffic sources. The fourth one, content that encourages multiple page views. And lastly, Google Safe compliance. If you achieve all these, your niche will be profitable. You are going to make enough money as an arbitrage blogger. Okay, and these are the things you must consider before choosing a niche. The profitable arbitrage niche has, first of all, you will check to know whether this niche that I'm about to enter, does it have strong advertiser demand? Does it have good RPM potential? Does it have cheap or scalable traffic sources? Does it have content that encourages multiple page views? Does it have Google Safe compliance? Okay, now let me make you understand something. If you want to enter normal blogging, you can choose any niche of your choice without considering anything, without being scared of whether there is a strong advertiser demand, whether there is good RPM potential, cheap or scalable traffic source. You can go with any niche. But for arbitrage blogging, you must make sure that, especially this number, cheap or scalable traffic sources. Okay, there are some type of niche that when you are running it, let me say if your niche is about food niche, how to cook food, how to do all of those things, you can't possibly go to Facebook to run ads. What are you running ad for? There is nothing to run ad for. If you run ads displaying how to cook food, how many persons are interested in clicking on any ads that is teaching how to cook food? There are so many videos on YouTube that people can use for that. But when your niche is an opportunity niche, like let me say scholarship niche or job niche and so on, if that one has a scalable traffic source, meaning that you can possibly set up a Facebook ad to advertise opportunity, scholarship opportunity, job opportunity, finance opportunity, and so rest of them. So that's the difference. A normal blogger doesn't need a paid traffic to buy traffic. So because of that, a normal blogger doesn't care about whether the niche is cheap or scalable traffic source. Content that encourages multiple page views, Google Safe compliance. Now, the second one about what makes a niche profitable for arbitrage. Profit formula reminder. This is what you should also understand. You should always use it to calculate to know. Let me say, after buying traffic as an arbitrage blogger, this is how we can possibly calculate to know whether you made a profit or you are losing your money. You can simply calculate it this way. You can say your RPM, your blog RPM times page views minus traffic cost. The traffic cost is the amount you spend on buying traffic. This will give you your profit. This will show you your profit. Okay, I don't know if you understand what I mean. After you run a Facebook ad as an arbitrage blogger, driving traffic to your blog, and at the end of the day, you want to calculate to know how much profit you made, you can simply say RPM times page views minus traffic cost. You already know what RPM is, you already know what page views is, then minus it from your traffic cost, which is the amount you spend on buying traffic. Then after minusing it, you're going to get the exact traffic, the exact profit you made from the traffic. Okay, now if advertisers are not paying in your niche, if advertisers are not paying in your niche, no amount of traffic will save you. A good niche balance traffic volume and advertisers value. A good niche balances traffic volume and advertisers value. Okay, when you choose a wrong niche, when you choose a niche that no advertisers are not paying, remember I've told you guys about advertisers, which we talked about CPM, the amount which advertisers are paying per 1,000 impressions. Okay, so before you choose a niche, you must make sure that advertisers are paying for this niche. You must check whether other arbitrage bloggers are making it from this niche. Don't go into it blindly. And if you mistakenly choose a niche that no advertiser are paying for it, in your niche, no amount of traffic, if you buy traffic to your blog, it's going to be waste because few advertisers are paying for such niche. Okay, now let me use this as an example. There is no advertiser. When we talk about advertisers, we are talking about all these companies like Opay, all these bank, all these hosting platforms that advertises their product, their businesses. All those businesses, you yourself, you can also become an advertiser. Let me see if you want to advertise something and you want to run Google ads. Your own ads are also going to be displaying on other people's blog. Okay, and as an as an advertiser, there is no way you would choose to target blogs that has no traffic, that has no potential for getting traffic. Let me say you can't possibly target a food niche, a food blog to display your ad because you know that there is no enough traffic going there. But for an opportunity niche, you know that there are so many traffic, there are so many people interested in that niche, and that's why advertisers always target such niche. And you as a blogger, if you mistakenly select such niche that no advertiser is paying for, if you like, buy the whole traffic in the whole world, you're not going to make a profit. That's one thing you should understand about niche. Now, we have two types of niche. We have broad niche, and secondly, we have micro niche. We have broad niche and we have micro niche. This is where you should pay a close attention. I think I've taught some of you guys this, but if this is the first time you're seeing it, pay close attention so that you understand what it means and which one to go for. Now, when we talk about a broad niche is a wide content category that covers many related topics. Broad niche is a wide content category that covers many related topics and gets a large general audience. Now, to go further into broad niche, what is a broad niche? To make it more understandable, a broad niche covers a wide category of topics. It targets large and general audience. And lastly, it contains many subtopics under one umbrella. This is what broad niche is all about. Now, broad niche, example of broad niche. Education niche is a broad niche. Health niche is a broad niche. Finance niche is a broad niche. And lastly, technology niche is a broad niche. This is me giving you an instance, giving you an example. There are so many other types of broad niche. Now, the characteristics of a broad niche. First of all, a broad niche usually have large audience size, high competition, meaning that if you enter into broad niche, you are going to compete with so many other bloggers. Now, many advertisers pay for such niche. The CPM of such niche is always higher. Now, higher content volume, meaning that if you are running a broad niche, you're going to have high chances of content options. The last one, slower growth for beginners. So as a beginner, somebody that just entered arbitrage blogging, you're going to find it difficult to scale, to succeed in such niche when you enter a broad niche. Now, keynotes. Broad niche offer flexibility but require experience to manage effectively. Broad niche offer flexibility but requires experience to manage effectively. Now, micro niche. A micro niche is a focused segment within a broad niche that targets a specific audience or problem with narrowly defined content. So when we talk about a micro niche, is a focused segment within a broad niche, one part of broad niche that targets a specific audience or problem with narrowly defined content. As we go on, we are going to understand this better. Now, what is a micro niche? A micro niche is a specific segment within a broad niche. Secondly, it focuses on a narrow targeted audience. And lastly, content is highly specific and focused. If you are running a micro niche, you will have one segment of a broad niche and focus on that segment alone. Now, micro niche examples of micro niche. Scholarships for African students. This is a micro niche, and this is under educational niche as a broad niche. Educational niche is a broad niche. Then inside educational niche, we have scholarships, study around so many other micro niche. So scholarships for African students is a micro niche under education. Now, second one, mental health for students. This is another micro niche under health niche. Remember, health niche is a broad niche. Now, mental health for students is a micro niche inside health niche. So instead of going directly for health niche, you can simply choose to focus on one particular segment of health niche, which is mental health for students. This is just an example. Now, the third one, we have remote jobs for beginners. Remote jobs for beginners. When we talk about remote jobs for beginners, this is under job opportunity niche. Job niche is a broad niche, and remote jobs for beginners is a micro niche inside job niche. Now, lastly, we have weight loss for women. This is also, okay, this is fitness, under fitness niche. Fitness niche is, okay, fitness is also a micro niche under health niche. Just as weight loss for women. Now let's move on. Micro niche usually have smaller but targeted audience, lower competition, higher engagement, easier optimization, and faster results for beginners. Okay, as somebody that just entered the arbitrage blogging, somebody that just entered into arbitrage blog, you are expected to follow up with a micro niche. Don't go for a broad niche unless you are ready to build it. Is also good, it's not bad. Or you can choose a broad niche. Then inside a broad niche, you can then attach all these micro niche. Okay, now keynote, micro niche are easier to dominate and test in arbitrage blogging. Okay, and remember, somebody that just entered into arbitrage blogging, micro niche has smaller but targeted audience. You have to target smaller audience, focus on them. Lower competition, higher engagement, easier optimization, and lastly, faster results for beginners. Now, broad niche versus micro niche comparison. In broad niche has wide topic coverage, while micro niche has narrow topic focus. Broad niche has high competition, while micro niche has lower competition. Broad niche is harder for beginners, while micro niche is beginner friendly. Now, slower optimization for broad niche, while micro niche has faster optimization. Now, lastly, for broad niche is a general audience. Let me see, you can, if you choose a health niche, under health, we have fitness, nutrition, weight loss, and so on. They are the micro niche and the general audience under broad niche. But for micro niche, you target a specific audience. Inside health niche, you can choose to target those that want to lose weight, which is weight loss. You can focus on the audience, those looking for a way to improve their nutrition and so on. And that's what micro niche is all about. Now, which one is better for arbitrage blogging? Listen very carefully. Now, best practice strategy. Start with a micro niche. Okay? I myself, as an arbitrage blogger, almost all my blogs are all scholarship and job niche. I think I only have one finance niche. Others are jobs and scholarship. This is not me telling you to enter into job and scholarship. This is me talking about myself. Okay? Job and scholarship is a micro niche. Scholarship is a micro niche under education. Okay, then at times I do attach them together, job and scholarship niche. Remember, job itself is a broad niche. Then I combine both broad niche and micro niche together. If I'm finding it difficult to rank to succeed in the broad niche, I can easily succeed in the micro niche. Now, start with a micro niche. Test traffic and RPM, improve engagement, and gradually expand into related topics. Okay, this is when you enter. As you start with micro niche, you're expected to expand to broad niche. Okay, when you start getting everything right, when you start getting clearer picture about everything, you can then choose to expand into broad niche. Now, example of micro niche inside a broad niche. First model. Pay close attention. So when we talk about a micro niche is always inside broad niche. Now, education is a broad niche. Okay, education itself is a broad niche. Now, inside education as a broad niche, we'll have scholarships as a micro niche. We'll have study abroad as a micro niche. We'll have online courses as a broad niche, as a micro niche. And lastly, we'll have student grants as a micro niche inside education. Now, if you should build a site, if you should choose a niche, an educational niche, remember that there are so many other big educational blogs already. We have blog like My School Gist and so rest of them that are already big. So instead of going to compete with them as a beginner, simply choose scholarship or choose study abroad or online courses or student grant. Or you can just choose 2 of these or add it 1 more, make it 3. Choose the micro niche, use the 3 micro niche, focus on them, and you can easily succeed. But if you go straight and choose education as your niche, you may find it difficult to succeed. But when you focus on the smaller segment of education, some part of educational niche, you can make it easier. I believe you guys understand. Now, example of micro niche inside broad niche. We have another broad niche as health. Health itself is a broad niche. Now, inside health as a broad niche, we have mental wellness as a micro niche. We have weight loss tips as a micro niche. And lastly, we have healthy lifestyle habits as a micro niche inside health. You can choose to focus on mental wellness and maybe add weight loss, or combine the three in your blog as your niche. And key idea, one domain, multiple micro niche. You have one domain, just as I said before, your blog. Then you choose multiple micro niche. Just like I said here, you can choose mental wellness, weight loss, and wealthy lifestyle. And this is how to do this. When you be designing your website, you put all these micro niche as your categories, the categories of your website. For those that just graduated from my web design class, you can possibly design your own site, and when entering your what is it called? Your categories, you can add this as your categories. Okay. Now, why micro niche work better for beginners? First of all, easier content planning. When you choose a micro niche, you will find it easier to plan your content. When we go further, you are going to understand what content planning is all about. Here we have cheaper and more targeted traffic. Okay, when you enter micro niche, you can possibly get cheaper traffic and also be able to target your audience easily. Now, better user engagement. When you target a particular audience, focusing on a micro niche is going to improve user engagement. Now, faster data collection, and lastly, lower finance risk. When you focus on scholarship, it's very difficult before you lose money because you are focusing on a defined micro niche. And lastly, micro niche reduce trial and error costs. That's what you should know. Now, common mistakes students make. First of all, as a new student, the common mistake, the mistake you can make is starting too broad, mixing unrelated topics. First one here is starting too broad. Second one, mixing unrelated topics. Don't do that. Targeting everyone. No. Choose your audience and target a specific audience. Ignoring competition. No, as an arbitrage blogger, you must always manage the competition and make sure that you come out first. And lastly, expanding too early. Make sure that you build your blog, build your traffic, build a trust and credibility before you expand to broad niche. Now, correction, master one micro niche before expanding. Master one micro niche before expanding. Meaning that you should focus on your micro niche before you expand to broad niche. Now, key takeaway, micro versus broad niche. Remember, beginners should go for micro niche. As a beginner, you are expected to go for micro niche. Experienced, which is when you must have gone into arbitrage blogging deeply, you can expand to broad niche. And lastly, smart arbitrage mix micro niche within a broad niche. And final rule, clarity beats volume in arbitrage blogging. Now, two types of niche performance. Apart from the types of niche, we still have two types of niche performance, how niche performs. First of all, we have high RPM niche. Secondly, we have high traffic niche. And you should understand the two and then choose the one you want. Now, high RPM niche. When we talk about high RPM niche, it simply means that advertisers pay more per visitors. Okay, this is what it means. Advertisers pay more per visitors. Examples of high RPM niche is, first of all, scholarships and education. Secondly, jobs and work abroad. Third one, finance and insurance, informational. Fourth one, technology and software. And last one, general health and wellness. All these types of niche has high RPM, and advertisers pay more per visitors. Advertisers invest more money in this, and you as the arbitrage blogger, you're going to earn more money from advertisers when you run this 5 mentioned niche. Now, apart from high RPM niche, we still have high, okay, this is the benefit of high RPM niche. Fewer page views needed. You just need few page views and you will earn enough. More stable earnings when you are running high RPM niche. Now, high RPM niche makes money faster per visitor. Even with moderate traffic, earnings can be strong because advertiser demand is high. So when we talk about high RPM niche, it simply means that the advertiser's demand is high on this niche. Remember one of the things I told you to check as somebody going into arbitrage blogging? You should check the first thing there is the first thing you should check, consider as somebody just entering into arbitrage blogging. Okay, here I said, okay, this is not the slide. Okay, here, a profitable arbitrage niche, first of all, has strong advertiser demand, good RPM potential. Okay, these two things alone is enough to tell you what high RPM niche means. Okay, now, okay, now when we talk about high RPM niche, we'll talk about advertisers pay more per visitor. And I've shown you examples of the blog that advertisers pay more per visitor. And here it is explained. The benefit of high RPM niche, fewer page views needed, more stable earnings. And because high RPM niche makes money faster per visitor, even where with moderate traffic, earnings can be strong because advertisers' demand is high. Because advertisers' demand is high. This is the key point, and this is why high RPM niche earn more money, because the advertisers bid more money on that niche. Now, high traffic niche. Remember, we are done with high RPM niche. Now, we are talking about high traffic niche. The type of traffic which you can get a lot of traffic, but is not profitable and is not advisable for you to enter. Massive page views, but lower RPM. Example of such high traffic niche, viral stories niche, entertainment and gossip niche, relationship topics, and quote and motivational content. Let me say, if you see blog like legit.ng, all those big blogs that is focusing on news, entertainment, and gossip, they are not earning much. They are not earning much. They are just handling a high traffic niche, but not high RPM niche. And remember, high RPM niche pays more, while high traffic niche gets higher traffic, but pays more. It pays a little, it doesn't pay much. Okay, so Don't go for news, viral stories, entertainment, and gossip, all those things. They don't earn much money. Advertisers don't bid enough money for it. It has low RPM. Now, high traffic niche explained. Another benefit, the benefit of high traffic niche is that you're going to have cheap traffic. Let me say platform like legit.ng, they have a lot of cheap traffic. They can post on Facebook and thousands of traffic will run into their blog to read news, but they don't earn much from it because advertisers don't pay much, don't target such platforms. Easy virality. As somebody running a news, entertainment, gossip niche, and so on, you can easily go viral. Your blog post can easily go viral. This niche survive on volume, and you must push large traffic consistently. When traffic stops, income stops. So for you to earn from your news and entertainment niche, you must make sure that you have enough traffic. You are pushing enough traffic. Okay. Now, high RPM versus high traffic niche. Now, for high RPM niche, the first thing, higher advertisers bid on it. Now, the low, this is the high traffic niche, lower advertisers bid. For high RPM niche, moderate traffic needed. You just need few traffic to earn much. But for high traffic niche, you need massive traffic before you earn. Then for high RPM niche, more stable income, but for traffic niche, high traffic niche, income fluctuates. Now for high RPM niche, lower and slower virality. But for high traffic niche, you can go viral anytime. You know how all these blog, all these news blog always go viral every time, but they earn little from it. Now, high RPM versus high traffic niche. Beginners often start with high traffic niche. Advanced arbitrage bloggers move into high RPM niche or combine both for balance. You can actually combine both in one blog, but make sure that you don't throw away your high RPM niche. You can choose to go for, let me say, news and jobs, news and scholarship, or inside your news blog, you can put categories like jobs, scholarship, news, and so rest of them to make it better. If you go only for news, if you focus only on news, gossip, entertainment, and so rest of them, you are not going anywhere. Now, self and Google approved niche. This is where it gets more interesting because there are some niche that if you are running it, Google AdSense can never approve your blog. No matter what you do, they can never approve your blog. The next thing they will do is to ban your blog site. Now, self-niche include, self-niche follow AdSense policies. AdSense policies is very important. And I'm using this as an example because this is Arbitrage blog and you all are going into AdSense. Now, example of self-niche, the niche that is self and follow AdSense niche. First of all is education. Secondly, career and skills. Remember, inside education, we have scholarships, we have other things inside education, study abroad, and all those micro niches inside education. Now we have career and skills. This is also another niche which follows AdSense policies and is good for AdSense. Now, personal finance, this is also approved by AdSense, and wellness and lifestyle, and lastly, technology. All these niche are approved niche for AdSense. If you go and choose any niche that is not approved or sell for Google AdSense, you are going to have issue because you can never get approved. Now, Self and Google approved niche. Why safety matters? First of all, the reason why you need a self niche is because it gives faster approval, stable earning, and low burn risk. When you go for a niche that is not supported by Google AdSense, even if you get approved, it won't take long and they will ban your account. And lastly, AdSense safety is not optional. A banned account means all profits are gone. So you must make sure that your AdSense is protected. You must make sure that everything you are doing follows AdSense policies. Now, understanding WMWL niches. This is also another type of niche. It's very funny, but this is what is killing so many bloggers. Now, when we talk about WMWL niche, it simply means your money or your life. It sounds funny, right? But it's not something you should see as a funny thing. This includes health, finance, and legal. And the rule, inform, don't advise. Listen very careful. Understanding YMYL niche. This niche is that when you are running a niche like this, you must be very careful because it has a high risk. Though it pays much, but it has a high risk, and you must be very careful because if you go against any of the rules, AdSense can easily ban your account. As a health is not something that people play with, and Google don't play with health. So if you are running a health niche, you must give the right information. Don't give a wrong information, and don't advise people without telling them to go check up. Don't advise people. Don't write a blog post advising people on health. Only inform people. Give information about health. Secondly, finance. Finance is about money. Is about fraud. Is about all those things. Is related to finance. And if you go to the fraud side, AdSense will ban your account. If you go the wrong advising people wrongly on finance, which is also another type of fraud, AdSense will ban your account. Just give financial information. Don't advise. Don't tell people where to invest their money. You can teach how to make money. You can write how to make money, where to make money. But don't tell people, go this place and make money. Go this place and invest so amount of money and make money. If you are running a finance niche. If you do all these things, AdSense will ban your account. Now, lastly, legal niche. This niche is very important. If you give a wrong legal advice as somebody running a legal niche, you may end up in prison. You may end up losing your Google AdSense. You may end up getting your blog banned forever. So if you are running a legal niche, you must make sure that you inform people about law, about legal things, about all those things related to legal, and don't advise. Write informations about law, about anything related to legal, but don't advise. If you give advice, if you do anything against this, you are going to get yourself into problem. And that's why we call it your money or your life niche. Now, the rule is simple. Inform, don't advise. Inform, but don't advise. That's the rule. Now, YMYL niche are allowed, but they require caution, never promise outcomes. As somebody running a health niche, don't advise people, don't give them advice, and don't promise outcome. If not, it will sound misleading, which AdSense hates and is going to frown at it. For finance, don't give advice, don't promise people outcomes. Don't promise them if you invest in this, you're going to make so amount of money. No. Lastly, Lego, don't promise people, inform them. That is it. They are supported, they are allowed, but they require caution. Now, how to evaluate a niche before choosing? This is how you can check your niche. The questions you must ask yourself before you choose a niche. First of all, are advertisers paying for this niche? Make sure that advertisers are paying for it. Secondly, can traffic be bought cheaply? This, when we talk about if traffic can be bought cheaply, you know that if you yourself, you are running, let me see if your blog is a food blog, and then you come out on Facebook and place an ad advertising food as your ad. And I myself, I come out and run another ad advertising scholarship opportunity. You know that I'm going to get more engagement. I'm going to get more traffic than you running a food ad. And this is going to lead to making my own ads to be cheaper, making my own traffic to be cheaper, while your own is more expensive. Now, is the content safe? Before you choose a niche, make sure that the niche, the content you're going to be creating is safe. Remember, porn is also another niche. But let me say, if as an arbitrage blogger, you then decided to choose a porn niche, remember that the content is not safe for AdSense. In fact, AdSense is going to ban you, ban your account, ban your blog, ban your content, everything forever. Okay, now, the fourth one, can users read more than one article? When your niche is an interesting niche, when your niche is an opportunity niche, when your niche is a niche that gives people what they want, what they are looking for, it can make them go from page to page searching for what that suits them. Okay, now, lastly, can this scale? When you are choosing a niche, make sure you choose a niche that can scale, a niche that can last long, a niche that can go further. Don't choose a niche that will die along the line. When we talk about a niche that can die along the line, let me see if you choose a niche like jam. Let me see if you make jam as your niche. You know that jam can only give you traffic during jam exam and during jam admission. Outside that period of time, you're not going to get any traffic. So make sure that your niche is scalable. And a niche that fails one of these questions will cost you money without giving you any profit. So make sure that your niche answers all these questions. Now, key takeaway. Your niche controls everything. That's what you should know. Your niche controls your RPM. Your niche controls your traffic cost. Your niche controls your profit. Your niche controls your scalability. And this is also what you should also know. Choose your niche carefully. It is the foundation of arbitrage success. If you fail to choose the right niche, you are not going to make anything. You are not going to make anything. Now, I think this will be the last slide of our today's class. And in our next class, we are going to enter the full site setup. We are going to learn about domain and hosting. We are going to learn about WordPress setup. We are going to learn about required pages, structure for AdSense approval. And if you don't have a website and you don't know how to build one, you can message me for your own website. Okay, but for those that have taught how to build a website, you can build your own website yourself. Or if you still don't trust yourself yet, you can also message me. My team will design your website for you. And those that have paid for websites, you don't have any problem. Your website will be ready. And for those that their website is having issues, we are working on your website to move your website to your individual's hosting. Now that you know what niche to choose, the next step is building the site correctly. With the right niche, you can build the right blog. Assignment. I don't know, only few of you have done the other assignment, but I'm going to give another assignment. And the assignment is not hard, it's very simple. The assignment is choose your niche, keep it to yourself till our next class. It's very simple. Choose your niche and then keep it to yourself till our next class. You don't need to submit it. But with what I've taught you guys, simply choose your own niche. And see you guys in our next class. But before then, ask me your question.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. Like the last class we did, you gave an assignment, and I was thinking maybe you would show us how to do it for some of us that did it and didn't do it well. Maybe you show us like a correction
This is
for us
not where we can do that. We are here to learn. For our assignment, that would be in our WhatsApp. I've taught you guys how to solve it. I only gave you guys an assignment to practice what I taught you guys.
That
So,
was what I said. I said, okay, can we chat you up personally for a correction?
don't chat me personally for correction. I'm going to drop it in our WhatsApp group so that everybody can see it. As long as you've submitted your own, I'm going to go through it, then know where you guys are finding it difficult. Then I'll make it clear and show you guys where you guys found it and how to get it right.
All right.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Wisdom.
Good evening, sir.
Happy New Year, sir.
I wish you the best.
All right, my question is this. Someone who wants to go into blogging and the person starts with a high traffic niche, like a religious niche. Then the person eventually got approved for Google AdSense. Now my question is this, can the person now switch to a high RPM niche with the Google AdSense account?
Yeah, it's very
Secondly,
possible.
okay, you answer this one before I ask the second one, right?
Yeah, let me answer the one you asked first. It's very possible after getting AdSense approval, you can switch to another niche. But this is what you should do. Before you go into religious niche, just as you said, this is what you should do. Don't register a domain name that defines the niche. Like, let me use church.com as example. If you register a niche like church.com or religion.com, and then you start building it until you get AdSense approval. When you finally want to switch to another niche, you're going to find it difficult because your domain name, your website name is representing a different thing, while your content are representing a different thing. So if you are planning to use this niche to build your blog, then switch to another one, use a neutral niche, a niche that doesn't define any niche. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, because it's always very important that your blog name aligns with your niche. Because let me see, if I'm scrolling on Google or if I'm scrolling anywhere and I see let me see if I'm somebody, I'm a church person and I see a niche, a blog like, let me say church.com or religion.com. Remember, what I'm looking for is something related to church. I'm going to click on that niche because that's what I'm looking for. And when I finally get into that niche and I started seeing another different content, that means I'm going to move out of the niche, which is going to lead to a very big bouncing rate. Now, for somebody that is actually looking for the main content, which is inside your blog, if that person see your blog name, let me say, if you later switch to finance, and I'm somebody looking for a finance blog, if I see your blog name like church.com or religion.com, there's no way I'm going to know that this blog is answering a different name and your content contains what I'm looking for. Meaning that I'll hardly click on your blog. I'm hardly going to open your blog because the domain name is different and the content is different. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to explain.
Yes, I totally get what you're saying.
So that
Okay,
is it.
this is the second question, sir. For someone who wants to maybe digress a bit to go fully into SEO blogging, is it advisable for the person to go for, or is it profitable for the person to go for high traffic niches?
Okay, this is what you should understand about SEO. SEO depends on organic traffic. Okay, and somebody going into SEO, you should be a good writer, meaning that you can go for traffic niche, high traffic niche, because SEO depends on traffic to earn. So it's very possible and it's good if you're going into SEO blogging. But also don't forget that SEO don't pay enough. You're going to find it difficult before you earn money. That's what you should understand. Any other question? Any other question? Okay. It seems there is no more question. See you guys in our next class.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good night, boss. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night.
I hope so you